What if I told you that you could prove something was true for every single number, all the way out to infinity, using just a couple of simple, logical steps? Well, that's the incredible power of what's called mathematical induction. And today, we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
You know, the absolute best way to get your head around induction is with a really simple picture: falling dominoes. I want you to imagine an infinite line of them stretching out over the horizon. Now, if you know two things for absolute certain: first, that you can knock over the very first domino, and second, that any domino that falls is guaranteed to knock over the next one, then you know with total certainty that every single domino in that infinite line is going to fall. It has to. And that simple idea right there is the heart of this incredibly powerful proof technique.
And this really gets to the core problem that induction was designed to solve. I mean, it's easy to check if a formula works for the number 3, or 10, or even 100. But how do you prove it works for every number? You can't just sit there and test them all one by one forever. It's impossible. You need something more elegant, something way more powerful. You need induction.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start by really nailing down that domino analogy. Then, we're going to turn that idea into a formal, three-step blueprint for a proof. After that, we'll put our blueprint to work on a classic math formula, then level up to an even more powerful version of induction, and finally, we'll see why this kind of abstract idea is actually crucial in the real world.
Okay, first up, the domino effect of proof. Let's really dig into this idea of setting off an unstoppable, infinite chain reaction.
Now let's be really clear here. Induction isn't just about spotting a pattern and kind of guessing it continues. Nope. This is a rigorous, rock-solid proof technique. It lets us take a statement, we'll just call it Pn, and prove beyond any doubt that it holds true for n equals 1, n equals 2, n equals 3, and so on, forever. It's a finite method that lets us prove an infinite number of things. Kind of cool, right?
All right, so how do we actually do it? That brings us to our next section, the induction blueprint. Think of this as our step-by-step instruction manual for building a perfect induction proof.
So every single induction proof has these three parts. First, the base case. You just have to prove the statement is true for the very first number, which is usually n equals 1. That's it. That's you tipping over the first domino. Second, the inductive hypothesis. Here we just assume the statement is true for some random number out there, we'll call it k. We're not saying it is true, we're just playing a what-if game. What if domino k falls? And finally, the inductive step. This is where the magic happens. You use that what-if assumption from step 2 to prove that the statement must also be true for the very next number, k plus 1. This proves the chain reaction works.
Now that inductive hypothesis, it can feel a little weird. It often seems like you're cheating, like you're assuming the very thing you're trying to prove. But that's not what's going on. All you're doing is asking, okay, if we assume for a second that domino k falls, can we then prove that domino k plus 1 has to fall too? You're not proving that domino k falls, you're just proving the connection, the link between any one domino and the next.
All right, enough theory. Let's see how this thing actually works in the wild. We're going to put our blueprint into action with a super famous example.
Here it is. The statement we want to prove is that if you add up all the numbers from 1 to n, the answer is always equal to n times n plus 1, all divided by 2. You can even try it out. For n equals 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. And on the other side, 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is also 6. So yeah, it works.
But see, that's the thing. Checking a few cases isn't a proof. How do we know it works for n equals 5,000, or a billion, or some ridiculously huge number? Well, that's where our induction blueprint comes in to give us absolute certainty.
Okay, let's walk through this proof step by step. First, the base case for n equals 1. As you can see, we plug in 1 and we get 1 equals 1. It's true, the first domino has just fallen. Next, the hypothesis. We just write down our assumption that the formula is true for some number k. Now, the inductive step. We start with the sum all the way up to k plus 1. And notice, that's just the sum up to k with the next piece, k plus 1, tacked on at the end. And here's the key move. We can replace that sum up to k with the thing we assumed in our hypothesis. That gives us k times k plus 1 divided by 2 plus k plus 1. Now it's just a bit of algebra. If we factor out k plus 1, we're left with our final result, k plus 1 times k plus 2 divided by 2. And if you look closely, that is exactly what our original formula looks like when you plug in k plus 1 instead of n. We proved the link.
And that's it. We did it.
We proved the base case, we knocked over the first domino, and we proved the chain reaction. So, by the principle of mathematical induction, that formula is true for every single natural number. An infinite number of truths, proven in just a few lines. How cool is that?
Now sometimes, just knowing that one domino knocks over the very next one, it's not quite enough. For some problems, we need a bigger tool. This brings us to a more powerful version called strong induction.
The only difference, literally the only difference between regular induction and strong induction is the hypothesis we make. With regular induction, we assume our statement is true for just one case, P of k. It's like asking if domino k falls, but with strong induction, we assume the statement is true for every single case from the very beginning all the way up to k. It's like asking if all the dominoes from 1 to k have fallen. It's a much stronger assumption, and it lets us prove some really tricky things.
So here's a perfect example of where you'd need strong induction, proving that any integer greater than 1 can be broken down into a product of prime numbers. You know, like 12 is 2 times 2 times 3, or 17 is just 17. It feels super obvious, but how in the world do you prove that for all numbers? Let's follow the logic here. Our base case is n equal 2. Well, 2 is a prime number, so check, we're good. Now for the inductive step, using our strong hypothesis. We assume that every number from 2 all the way up to k can be written as a product of primes. Now let's look at the next number, k plus 1. Two things could be true. Case 1, k plus 1 is prime. Well, then we're done. Case 2, it's composite. That means it can be broken down into two smaller numbers, let's call them p and q. But since p and q are both smaller than k plus 1, they fall inside the range of our strong hypothesis. That means we already know that both p and q have prime factorizations. And if p and q have prime factorizations, well then their product, k plus 1, must have one too. See how we needed to know it was true for all the smaller numbers? That's a proof that regular induction just couldn't handle.
Okay, so this is all pretty fascinating if you're a math nerd, but why does any of this matter outside of a classroom? Let's take a look at how induction goes from being a purely theoretical idea to something that powers our technology.
You know, probably the biggest impact induction has today is in computer science, when a programmer writes a clever piece of code that calls itself, a recursive algorithm. How do they prove it will always work and won't just get stuck in an infinite loop? They use induction. When they design complex data structures, how do they guarantee they'll always behave the way they're supposed to? They use induction. It is the fundamental tool that gives us mathematical certainty that the software running our world is correct and reliable.
And that really leaves us with the most powerful idea at the very heart of induction. It's more than just a technique for proofs. It's this beautiful, elegant demonstration of how a finite, logical argument, just our base case and our inductive step, can give us absolute certainty across a literal infinity of cases. It's the engine that turns one single falling domino into an endless, undeniable chain of truth.